Hello, students. Today we will focus on John Keats as a poet of nature. Nature was something that all the romantics focused on and treated it differently. And John Keats also wrote about nature as a source of poetry and also as a refuge from the stresses and strains of life in the city. Now, when I say stresses and strains of life, I mean all the heartbreak that he suffered in his life, the trauma of losing his parents, living life as an orphan, losing his brother to tuberculosis, and he himself being diagnosed with tuberculosis, which was an incurable disease during that time, and also experiencing heartbreak in love. So, these were some of the stresses and strains which he experienced. And where did he find solace? He would find solace in nature. And as a poet who celebrated the five senses, Keats loved nature for its sensuous appeal. Flowers, their colors, the different colors in nature, the scents, the softness, the streams, the rivers, for their coolness, and the calming sounds of the flowing water. All these things fascinated Keats, and he described the natural world with great precision, with great exactness and accuracy. And when we read his works, we find that he has identified many plant species, including included in his odes to a nightingale, to Psyche. And for Keats, the world of nature is the closest we can come to an ideal world. It's a kind of an Eden and is the only real environment that can approach the ideal forms created by the human imagination. Now, in his odes, Keats has also personified the natural phenomena, and he has sometimes used classical myths to animate the objects and forces of nature. For example, you will find references to Greek divinities like Apollo, or the flora, and also to spirits like dryads, which very frequently populate Keats's depictions of the natural world. And as in the case of ancient mythology, he gives a very distinct human character to natural phenomena. And if we talk about nature in his odes, we will see how he reflects on the cycle of life and the interconnectedness of maturity, death, rebirth, as one season gives way to another. And here I am talking of his ode to autumn. And this poem is full of the feeling of nature's generosity. There is a combination of labor, delight, and natural wealth, which offers the impression of a humanity which is very happy and at peace with the world in which it lives. Humankind is not the dominant force in this poem. The imagery that is expressed stresses upon the variety of nature, the profusion of crops, flowers, clouds, lambs, the whistling robin, and even the cloud of insects, that is gnats, GNATS. And nature in this poem also provides a feast for all the senses. There is the taste of fruit and honey, there is the sound of animals and insects, there is the touch of grass, greenery, and other effects of the autumnal weather. In Ode to Nightingale, also, one can hear the bird's song, which causes the speaker to reflect on the immortality of art and the mortality of human existence. In Ode on Melancholy, he compares a bout of depression to a weeping cloud, and then he goes on to list specific flowers that are linked to sadness. So we see his deftness, his ability, which he finds in nature and uses it for apt images for his psychological state. In Ode to Psyche, also, the speaker looks to the sky, scans it, and finds ways to worship the Roman goddess Psyche as a muse. He captures the beauty of the moon resting against a background of the dark blue. So, through some of these poems, I have tried to focus and show how Keats was a great lover of nature and how he used nature as his source of inspiration, beauty, and also as a refuge from the very difficult trials and tribulations of life which he faced. Next time I will take up another characteristics of Keats's quality of poetry. The end here.